Mr. Gunberger, what were you charged with? What was your initial charge that you were brought in for?
So I released a video of a woman who I was not dating making a false police report against me. And in that video was the police officer admitting that this was an attempt to make a false police report on top of false accusations. Now, when that audio recording was released to YouTube, which is considered protected speech, those two women went to the magistrate in Amherst and said that they are in fear of their lives and they needed an ex parte protective order. The only thing is, I live in Colorado.
Okay.
And what I did was protected speech. Now, I found out through an interview with the magistrate that these women lied to the magistrate and said that I lived in Virginia and that I visit Virginia often.
Right. Okay. Well, let me explain something to you real fast. Okay. All right. Here in Virginia, we have a system, with misdemeanors like that unfortunately that's the way it is. Anybody could go to the magistrate and swear, and you're right, either perjure yourself or tell the truth that I did something. And believe it or not, the magistrate's sole duty is that they just hear one side, and that's why we have a court hearing. I know there's probably been people arrested before that, especially domestic situations where someone said they got hit or something. We don't have a choice in that matter. And the sheriff's department here evidently had nothing to do with that part as far as the preliminary protective order. And I couldn't have stopped that if I wanted to. If one of my men works here or one of the women works here, husbands or wives went to the magistrate and said that, they were in fear of their life or whatever, if one of my workers here, and they got a protective order, unfortunately, they wouldn't have a job right then. They'd be suspended because I can't give them a gun to do their functions. Just because I'm a sheriff doesn't mean I can stop that. You understand what I'm saying? I have no control over that part, none at all.
Again, I'm not asking you to, stop anything that's already been in place. However, the law for the preliminary protective order under the title ex parte requires that physical evidence is shown that there was either a incident of violence or that an immediate physical threat happened, being that there was no violence and that I lived in Colorado. That is a very obvious. They lied. And that actually is a felony because when you speak to a magistrate, you are sworn in beforehand. Now, if I were to go out and commit a crime, okay, regardless of what the crime was, you guys would act on that crime and try and bring me in. Now, these people committed a felony to put an innocent person in jail, defrauding the local government during the process. And I don't understand why no one wants to investigate.
I know it happens, Mr. Guttenberger. I know it's happened before. I'm sure it's going to happen again where people go in and tell a lie. Unfortunately, it's left up to the court to determine whether that happened or not through physical evidence or whatever. I have no way of stopping it.
Sure, but there's no protections in the court because the judge that actually overheard this case, when a recording of the case was released, he recused himself because in the recording he was violating my constitutional rights. He took evidence from the Deane twins that he then did not allow me to testify on. And he even says, I don't have time and I'm not interested in it. That's on recording and was released. So I guess my main question here is, there's obviously a federal law that has been broken. How come no one in the Amherst department is interested in investigating this?